Well, good Wednesday afternoon, North Georgia. I hope that your day has been going well. It has been a hot day out there. We've had a good amount of sunshine at times. As we continue our way throughout the end of this week and into the weekend, we're still going to have some hot conditions, but unfortunately, we're also going to introduce some rain chances. It is a holiday weekend. Memorial Day weekend is just ahead of us. Some call that the unofficial start of summer. And then, of course, it is an important day for remembering troops that we've lost here in the past, coming up on Memorial Day again there for Monday itself. We're going to talk all about the forecast here that we can expect for the weekend and then heading into Monday. But I also want to talk a little bit about what we have going on right now before we jump into that and what we can expect as we head into the end of this week leading up to the Memorial Day weekend forecast. So first off, let's talk a little bit about what we have going on out there right now. Here in the Atlanta area right now, a partly cloudy to mostly clear sky, depending on where you're at. Some spots do have a little bit more cloud cover, maybe a little bit more in the mostly cloudy sky, but we're still getting peaks of sunshine. That's what matters, right? Taking a look out across the region, you see from Midtown and downtown, beautiful shot there. It's actually pretty nice out there looking outside from our cameras. You see that out towards Noonan, the airport, everything moving smoothly there, and then also looking pretty nice out towards Truist Park. The Braves out of town, at least for right now. Satellite radar does show that we have that little bit of cloud cover moving in, but again, we don't have any shower or thunderstorm activity. Looking off towards our west into portions of Tennessee, North Mississippi, southeastern Oklahoma really, and then northern portions of Texas, you notice that we have some strong to severe storms that are really impacting them. Now, thankfully, this is not going to be impacting us. We are going to have our chance for a few storms ourselves, though, as we head into this weekend. Thankfully, though, our severe threat looking much lower than what they're dealing with right now. When you stretch all the way down from San Angelo, Texas, near even Del Rio, getting almost all the way down to the border, stretching all the way up even into southern portions of Kentucky. So you see a large swath of the central portion of the United States dealing with that strong to severe thunderstorm potential. Now, we don't have anything severe really that we're expecting, but again, we are going to have the possibility for rain, so it's going to be important to download the 11 Alive app. Now, I want to show you what we have going on here for today. You notice the hourly forecast showing the temperatures, again, rising into the upper 80s, even at times really mid to upper 80s, a few clouds at times, and right now it is 84. This is as of 2:30 in the afternoon on Wednesday. It's 84 degrees, that is. And then you see you can get live looks at the radar whenever you're on the go. Again, nothing really to see today. But as we head into the weekend, it'll be important to have the 11 Alive app so you can see the radar with all the showers and storms we have on it. You can also watch the newscast live and weather updates live like the one we have going on right now. Some of y'all are actually using the 11 Alive app to watch this weather update, so make sure that you download it there from the App Store. We also have the 11 Alive Plus app on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. A great way to get extra weather and news information. We like to put extra news stories out there. Maybe you missed something in the newscast that you wanted to go back and watch. You can actually watch the newscast whenever it's more convenient for you by downloading the 11 Alive Plus app. So a great tool to have there, especially if you wake up a little late one morning and you end up missing Chesley in the morning given the weather update, or maybe you miss Aisha and Cheryl and Crash given all the other updates about news and traffic information in the area. Again, the 11 Alive Plus app, a great tool to have. So let's talk about the forecast now. What we can expect here as we head into the end of the week and then into this weekend. Forecast track picks up on the fact that we are going to have, again, temperatures in the mid-80s for Wednesday afternoon. That timestamp in the top right corner of your screen, you see that this is Thursday by 7 a.m. We have a partly to mostly cloudy sky, temperatures sitting in the 60s, and then we'll have temperatures rise back into the mid to upper 80s by the time we head into Thursday afternoon. Again, not really going to be big on the rain chances there for Thursday, but look what happens as we head into Friday. Rain chances are going to bump up just a little bit more. This is Friday at 7:30 a.m. We're dry, but then we get into the afternoon. Look at all the shower and thunderstorm activity that may be moving into northwest Georgia by this time. You see that we have some dark red showing up there, which could indicate some really heavy rain at times. This is all going to branch across the region by 6 p.m. Maybe still a few showers and storms out there, and then possibly even still a few lingering showers even for southern portions of the 11 Alive viewing area, getting closer on towards Troup County there, stretching over into Meriwether County, maybe a few showers and storms still swinging across for the early morning hours on Saturday. Then Saturday at 7:30 a.m., I want you to look off to our northwest. There's some more rain activity. And yes, that is going to be heading in our direction. We do have an increased chance for rain as we head into the weekend. You see that 30% chance for rain in for Friday. We're likely going to be bumping that up here over the next 24 hours. You may end up seeing that move around depending on what model data shows. Model data has been trying to show a little bit more rain at times, and you see that that 30% chance, you may see that go up as we head again into our future newscasts. Heading into Saturday and Sunday, you see the increased chances for rain, and then they're also increased there for Monday. Again, 40% chances for showers and storms. Doesn't mean you're guaranteed to see rain every day, but you at least have a pretty decent shot to have some rain there. Then we move into the forecast track for the long range. This is looking at Saturday and Sunday. You notice that some of the rain, again, moving down across the region by Monday at 3 a.m. Still some showers and storms out there. If you have any Memorial Day plans, if you're going to be out there at any cemeteries or any special Memorial Day remembrance ceremonies, make sure that you have an umbrella with you just in case, because it could bring a little bit of rainfall with it, unfortunately. Taking a look at how much rain we get here throughout the next week, again, we have a lot of rain chances. We're going to end up getting anywhere from about 1/2 of an inch, maybe up to 1.5 inches of rainfall. The higher rainfall totals, they're going to be into far north Georgia. We'll get lower amounts as you head further down to the south. I want you to look down towards Macon, where we'll get likely less than 1/2 of an inch down there, and then into far south Georgia, where they'll get maybe even less than 1/4 of an inch of rain in some spots. Of course, the rainfall will be beneficial. We could always use a little bit more rain, but you notice that we are a little bit on the dry side for the month of May. Right now we are trending actually near very dry. We are sitting a little bit more than 1.25 inches behind on rainfall for the month. We have had more than 1 inch of rain here for the month of May in Atlanta, but we could use a little bit more rainfall out there. Looking at your rain by month, you notice again we are behind for the month of May, and you see that we are very ahead for the year. We are still more than 5 inches ahead on rainfall for the year, so we're not hurting for the year, it's just for the month. But we'll again likely see a decent amount of rainfall that should help continue to improve that number for the month of May at least. And then your drought monitor, again showing that we have no drought here in North Georgia. There's some abnormally dry conditions over into portions of Alabama and then eastern portions of Tennessee, but that does not include us. Much of the southeast no longer dealing with drought situations. Your high temperatures over the next 5 days, it is going to be hot. We mentioned that earlier. Above average temperatures expected here, despite the fact that we have the rain chances. 89 for the high on Thursday. For Friday, hitting 88, 89 again on Saturday, staying well above average of 83. That's the average. And we are going to be staying hot here again as we head really throughout the next week. Those are temperatures that would make it on our top 5 hottest temperatures of 2024 so far. Obviously, we're going to add a lot more to this list because we still have the hottest months ahead of us, typically our hottest months, and we're likely going to see that #1 spot toppled as we head into at least the next month. But we could even see it toppled as early as the next 3 days. Again, we do have temperatures of 89 degrees in the forecast. Anything above 87 would topple that #1 spot. And you see 89 there again for Thursday, 89 for Saturday. Moving into Sunday, going to dip down to 88, but rain chances again still in the forecast, unfortunately, there for Saturday, Sunday, and even into Monday. Temperatures eventually cooling off to 85 by the time we head into Tuesday, which is going to be closer to around average for this time of year. Looking at your 8 to 14 day outlook then, let's look beyond the 7-day forecast. So this is not taking into account the next 7 days. Obviously the next 7 days are going to be pretty much above average. But when we look at day 8 through day 14, we're looking at now the very end of May and the early portion of June. It's looking like we could have below average temperatures. That would be temperatures right there around the lower to mid 80s for this time of year. And that doesn't mean that every day is going to bring that, but the temperatures are trending in that direction. And then what about rainfall? It's looking like we could be below average on the rain. So maybe a little bit drier than average rather as we head into the end of the month of May and the early part of June. So hopefully we can pick up a little bit of rainfall over the next week before we move into that possibly slightly drier pattern there. And that's looking again in the long term. Sometimes that can flip pretty easily. So something we'll continue to keep a track on. And of course, we'll keep you updated on that right here at 11 Alive. Something else that we're keeping a very close eye on is of course hurricane season. Now, NOAA is going to be releasing their hurricane season outlook on May 23rd. That's going to be really tomorrow morning, on Thursday morning, where we're going to have the latest numbers for what they're thinking as far as how many named storms we'll have, how many hurricanes, how many major hurricanes. And that doesn't necessarily mean how many of those named storms are going to hit the United States. It's just how many storms end up becoming to a certain intensity and organization that they get a name. So this year, Colorado State University, one of the leading universities here in tropical forecasting, has gone off and said we could have possibly 23 named storms. This forecast was put out April 4th. 11 of those named storms could become hurricanes, and 5 of them could become major hurricanes. You see the average there. That is well above average, so they are forecasting an above average season, and we'll have to wait until Thursday morning to find out what NOAA has in their forecast for the season ahead. Now, the first name on the list here would be Alberto. We would make our way all the way down through the list till we get to William. And of course, that is more than 23 names on the list that you're seeing there. That's 21 names. So if we do end up with more than 21 names, we do go to a supplemental list that NOAA does leave for us that we'll, of course, switch to if needed, but hopefully we won't need it. Looking at your Peach State outlook, you see that temperatures across the state of Georgia here as we head throughout the next 3 days, going to be staying above average for pretty much everybody. You see a lot of spots possibly hitting that 90-degree mark there. As we head into Saturday, it is going to be hot out there. And then we're also going to, of course, have some rain chances in here this weekend at times across North Georgia. But if you're headed to some other spots, it may be a little bit drier. Let's say you're headed down towards Destin. It is looking like they will have drier conditions. I don't want to say dry completely because, again, it's the Florida Panhandle. In the warm months, that could always spark up a pop-up thunderstorm here or there. But it does look like they will be trending drier. And then you also see some drier conditions down towards Savannah, while up towards Gatlinburg, it does look like they could have a little bit more in the way of shower and thunderstorm activity at time. And then finally, your Georgia State Park forecast. If you wanted to go out and do a little bit of hiking here for Thursday, it does look like we are going to have some, again, drier conditions there. Not really expecting much in the way of thunderstorms, but then we could have temperatures rising back up into the 80s in many spots for highs. So I'm going to bring back up the 7-day forecast. Again, don't forget you can get an update on the forecast whenever you're on the go with the 11 Alive app right there on your phone. You could also download the 11 Alive Plus app to your Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV devices. Don't forget you can catch meteorologist Melissa Nord every Monday through Friday at 4 o'clock, starting with your forecast every afternoon. She'll be on this afternoon, and then at 5 o'clock, you can then catch Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb, keeping everybody updated through 6:30, and then again at 11. And then you can turn on in the morning, starting at 4:30, Meteorologist Chessie McNeil, keeping everybody updated throughout the morning, and then at 11 o'clock again for a full hour to keep everybody updated on what the weather's doing for the day ahead. And then, of course, myself, meteorologist Andrew Wilson. You can find me on the weekend mornings, and then meteorologist Nicole Hartford on the weekend evenings. I hope everybody has a wonderful week ahead of them. We'll have another update for you, your weekly weather updates, coming up Sunday morning at 11 o'clock. But don't forget, you can catch those updates anytime in between on the 11 Alive Plus app, the 11 Alive app on your phone, and then, of course, on 11 Alive itself. Have a wonderful week ahead.